Hey folks, welcome back to Elite Training Academy. It's Andrew Chadwick here, Certified Strength Coach at the Academy. Last week and this week are a little bit different to what we've looked at recently. We are working on some different content for you week on week, and at the minute we've had some big things that are going on at the Academy. Now, this week's a little bit different because I want to announce that we've actually paired with a golf brand. We are pairing with Wilson Staff, and having had conversations with the rep in the area, we feel that they're a really good partner for us because of what they believe in and how they stand as their company. They have tremendous history, and they're working on developing products that are going to be back into the game, obviously competing with the big boys, and bring golf to the everyday golfer at a level that gives them the opportunity to play their best. And that's exactly what we do here at the Academy. We want people to play their best golf, and with that includes tech and golf clubs and all the stuff that golfers need to be able to play their best, and not just the fitness side and the practice side, but also what comes in clubs as well. So we've partnered with Wilson, and I've actually just received all my clubs having used their new AI Fit system, and they're just here. So I'm going to hit some shots today. I'm going to take you through what I've got in terms of what's in the bag for this year, and give you an idea of what I'm going to be working on and how I'm going to be using these clubs to help me get better and play my best golf this year. So let's get into it. Go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, stay updated by clicking that bell and stay notified. Let's get it. Irons. I've fallen in love with these, and I've only had them for maybe a couple of hours. These Staff model blades. I've got the pitching wedge here in my hand. This thing looks fantastic. I've got a Project X 6.5 shafts in there with the Golf Pride Z-Core grip. Really just love the look of irons from Wilson. I think they've lost a lot of the credibility that they had years back, but they're certainly still producing amazing irons, and it's great to see some of the best players in the world playing Wilson irons. I do have the Staff model blades, pitching wedge 9-iron, 8-iron, 7-iron, and then when I get to a 6.54, I've got the cavity back, or the CBs. And I'll grab that one here. You can see slight difference in the two, obviously, in terms of the actual size of the head or the heel. The sole of the club is very comparable. Nothing really kind of stand out in terms of the size difference. It just looks a little more kind of through the bottom and into the back. You can just see there's going to be a little more forgiveness here. Again, still 6.5 all the way through Project X. Really, for me, it's very much, I get a lot of spin on the ball, so I wanted to have something that was a little kind of low spinning shaft, not getting too much of a kick into the air. So I'm going to go ahead and hit a few shots here on the simulator. Using the TrackMan, I'm on the 18th at St Andrews. So start with the wedge, build up through the irons, hit a few long irons, and then we'll get into the woods. All right, irons done. The one big thing that I love about the irons is the off-centered hits with the 6, the 5, and the 4 for me. I've struggled with recently playing blades because I've just found that everything slightly off that center is just getting worse and worse and worse in performance. And so I'm looking for something a little more consistent. So for me, going with the 4, 5, and 6 in the CB gives me a lot more feel, a lot more confidence that hitting a 4-iron, 5-iron, 6-iron, maybe slightly off the center, I'm still going to get a great result on the green. And I saw that definitely with some of those there. I mean, I'm fortunate that I can hit the ball a decent way, that I was carrying the 5-iron like 225. I was able to carry the 4-iron nearly 235, and it just gives me so much more performance. And so I'm really grateful for switching and kind of going with a combination set. Now, the 7 through wedge have an amazing feel, and you can certainly hear the difference off the face. It's a lot kind of sharper, crisper. It doesn't really give that kind of thud with that kind of weight behind it that you get from the 6, 5, and 4. Awesome look when you put them down, great feel. I think Wilson's still doing an amazing job with the irons, and I think they've done that for a long time. Maybe they've just lost a little bit of that limelight. Moving on though, we are going to the 3-wood and the driver. Now, both of these are I'm playing the Ventus TR7X shaft by Fujikura. Great reviews of these shafts. I've heard amazing things, and a lot of the tour players are playing them because of how good they are and how well performing they are. First thing I want to say about this 3-wood, the look of this is fantastic. The bottom of it, when you look at it, is very, very flat across the sole. It kind of looks like it's not going to perform very well or sit very well, but when you actually put it down on the ground, it sits amazing. When you look at it from the top down, it's got an amazing feel to it. The only thing that I would say, which could be a negative, is when it's dark, so if you're inside and you get tested on this, it can be difficult to tell where the face ends and the kind of crown begins. And so that can be a little bit of a distractor, maybe inside, just because you kind of can't really see it that well because it's the matte finish. But as soon as you get outside, you're going to tell the difference. I love the look of this club. I think it's going to be very, very popular with a lot of people if you can hit a 3-wood well. I think if you can't hit a 3-wood well, you may struggle with just the kind of look of it. I don't think the performance is going to differ, but certainly the look of the head might throw some people off. I'm still here at St Andrews. I'm going to hit a few with the 3-wood, and I'll be back in a minute to talk about the performance. That was the heavy one. Let's see what that does. So you can see it starts to turn over now. Little flippy again, little heavy contact more than anything. Just slightly high out the face, still pretty middle though. And I mean, I've still been able to carry it 230, roll it out slightly. So definitely that was the bad one. The 2 before it, absolute clean strikes, hurtled down the flag, slight turnover. Man, it just performed so well. Again, I think that was definitely me, obviously angle of attack, but that slightly heavy contact even still performed well. Man, it's such a good 3-wood. Okay, moving on to the driver. Still Ventus TR7X Fujikura shaft, TR black or Ventus black. This is probably the most challenging club that I'm gonna have personally with Wilson. The reason why I say that is because it's a larger head than I'm used to, and for me, the feel of the head doesn't stand out, but it performs. That's the one thing that I will say. The head, to me, the visual look and the feel of it doesn't stand out, but it performs. I was very surprised with this. I've already played with the demo club and hit some shots with it, and I thought it was fantastic. So when I got fitted for it with the shaft that I needed, to actually hit some shots now, I'm going to be intrigued. But the head to me looks different to kind of where everyone else is going in the industry when it comes to visuals and kind of design of a golf club, whereas this doesn't look the same as everyone else. And I've got no issue with that. I don't mind them standing out. It's how it performs. And I think there's going to be a lot of people going forward that don't like the look of, or don't like certainly the price tag of some of the drivers that are going to be coming out, that people are going to start to look elsewhere. And I think Wilson could step in here and make a big headway in that market. So I'm going to go ahead and change it here, get on the tee, and I'm going to hit a few with the driver, and I'll give you my feedback in a second about how it performs with the shaft that I wanted in this. Okay, folks, there you have it. The performance of this club is really, really good. I've got some really good numbers. I think the consistency of the numbers may be a little bit kind of higher and lower for me. I think maybe there's just something in here that not quite suits my eye. And I think that may be kind of the size of the head for me. I think in terms of the design and the look and the feel of it, it looks different, it feels different, and it certainly kind of sounds different to a lot of the drivers that are out now with Callaway and TaylorMade and Titleist. It's certainly that kind of unique look and feel with the Wilson. I think that the way that the driver market is going, there's some very high-priced drivers, and Wilson's not going to be in that market. It's going to be a little bit lower price, and I think there's going to be a lot of people that are looking for an alternative that isn't going to be as expensive. And I think people are going to find it with the Wilson. It can perform very, very well. The consistency, it gives a good response. It's just whether or not people can get over A, the name, and B, the look of the driver that may not be the same as today's conventionally looking drivers, especially with stuff like the carbon wood and the like kind of the AI tech and stuff, and this quote unquote race for 10,000 MOI. And so I think it's going to be a game of, can Wilson appeal to a market that isn't already being captured, or can they appeal to a market that are going to get turned off, that don't necessarily want to have the price tag attached to a driver. Overall though, very good performing club. I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to playing it this year. All right, folks, there you have it. From the irons with the blades and the CBs, from the woods, the 3-wood, and the driver, the Dynapower is making a bit of a charge, and I'm quite intrigued to see what happens with this 3-wood. I'm certainly looking forward to seeing what goes on with the irons and the putter this year for me. I'm still waiting on the wedges. They just haven't been released yet. I'm actually looking forward to using those and playing those. I've tested the demos, I just don't have them myself. Really looking forward to golf this year. I'm hoping I can play a little bit more and actually get out on the golf course and enjoy some quality golf with these new clubs. Go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll be back next week with another video, maybe playing a little more golf using the new clubs. Enjoy.